What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Rio Las Vegas. You know, there was a time when this was one of the places to be in Las Vegas, and then some things happened, namely Caesars owned it for a while, and suddenly it wasn't so hip anymore. But it's got a new owner, and this place is in the middle of a complete rebirth. So how's it going? Well, that's what I'm here to find out. So I'm all checked in here at the Rio, and first things first, I want to tell you how I booked this room. I booked this room direct using the coupon in my Las Vegas Advisor Member Rewards coupon book. I've told you guys about this thing in the past, and this thing has some great discounts in it. Here at the Rio, it got me 30% off my room rate and no resort fee. If you want to know how to get your hands on one of these, look in the description box down below. You can get a discount if you use my affiliate link. This is room 1516 in the Ipanema Tower here at the Rio, and I've got to say I was excited to see one of these remodeled rooms because the room remodel is a huge part of the renovation plans Dreamscape has for this property. First impression, this is really well done. I will of course give you a full room tour later on in the video, so be sure and stick around for that. As for now, I have a fairly limited amount of time here because this is just a one-night stay. So let's do what we always do and go downstairs, see what there is to eat, see, and do here at the Rio. There have been a lot of changes, so there's quite a bit to cover. All right, first things first, before we get downstairs, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to hotels, and the little things matter to me, like the hallways. These hallways make a very good first impression. I'm also a bit of a carpet aficionado. Wait, that sounded weird. I don't like the way that sounded. I like cool carpet designs, and the carpet in these hallways, it's awesome. This one's going down. Yeah, sure. Ice is not on this floor, huh? Yeah. Every other floor or something like that.
It's either up or down.
Yeah. They don't want to make it too easy for you.
Too much. Yeah. We will get one with no ice cream.
That's right.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one. I do want to start this tour in the main lobby, but I gotta say, if you're staying in the Ipanema Tower, right at the base of the elevators, you do have the Rio gift shop. This is open 24 hours. They have a great assortment of snacks and gifts in here. This is a pretty good feature, especially being open 24 hours. It's kind of hard to find that in Las Vegas these days, surprisingly. So while it is convenient to have a 24-hour gift shop right at the base of the elevators, I can tell you, prices are not better than on the Strip. Must be dynamic pricing because they didn't have prices on anything. This White Claw wound up being $12.99, but you know what they say, you gotta stay hydrated in summer in Vegas. Also, I saw a kid ask about a bag of beef jerky. It was $16. He didn't buy it. I kind of felt bad for the kid. We start this look around right here in the main lobby. As always, this hotel opened in January 1990. It's Brazilian themed. It's based around the Rio Carnival. This was the first all-suite hotel and casino in Las Vegas. At the time it opened, it had 424 rooms, but it's since expanded to more than 2,500. This is actually a really nice entrance, a far cry from the last time I was in here, which was pre-renovation. You step inside, and front and center you're greeted with the Lapa Lounge. We'll get back to that later, but over to the left is the check-in desk. They do have in-person check-in and check-in kiosks. This is 10 o'clock on a Friday night, and there are quite a few people still checking in. I gotta say, this hotel is absolutely popping here on this Friday night. They wasted no time on the casino. Gone are the dim, dark days of this casino. It's now bright and airy. I love what they did with the ceiling. The chandeliers are beautiful. This is really a nice touch. It's actually kind of elegant. All right, we didn't make it long before I need to talk about carpet again. I love the carpet they put in this casino. They've kept that Rio feel, this jungle carpet. It's got peacocks, toucans, parrots, monkeys. It's super cool. It's bright. It really livens the place up. One of the brand new venues here is the Luckley Tavern. This is right on the casino floor. It's open from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily. This is a pretty cool looking lounge, and if you're interested, the LVA coupon book also has a coupon for this one, 20% off your total bill. So I mentioned the Rio opened in 1990. It was opened by a man named Anthony Marnell, and he owned it for the first 9 years of its life. But by 1999, it was purchased by Harrah's, which is now known as Caesars Entertainment. And let me tell you, Caesars ran this place into the ground like they do a lot of places. They owned it for 20 years, selling it in 2019 to Dreamscape, who is the current owner. As soon as Caesars finally stopped operating this casino, Dreamscape sprung into action and started with this remodel, which, as I've shown you a little bit already, is it's actually going over pretty well. This is the sports book here at the Rio. You could have shown me a picture of this and I would have had no idea what city this was in, let alone what casino. It's not bad, it's not great. The screen selection is not huge, but there is a nice long betting desk and some kiosks to place your bets. Attached to the sports book is the sports deli though, and this is a great feature. This is open from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily, so you can get your late night eats right here attached to the sports book at the Rio. It is kind of surreal walking around this hotel. This was the second hotel I ever stayed in Las Vegas, and that was way back in 2010. As you can imagine, a lot has changed. I did eat at the famous Carnival World Buffet, which was right over here. Let me go show you what has replaced it by 2025. Where the Carnival World Buffet once stood is now the Canteen Food Hall. This has been pretty well received. It's a great food hall. Right over there you saw Tender Crush. That's a chicken tender place. This is Tony Luke's. This is a Philly cheesesteak joint. Right in the middle is Nama Nama Sushi and Sake. Over here is Shogun Ramen. Back in the back, I've not even actually heard of this one before. This is Attaboy Burger. And then right over here you've got Southland Burrito Company. A pretty good mix. And I will say, this is now about 11 p.m. on a Friday night, and it looks like all of them are open, so that's great. For lack of a better description, back here toward the back of the property, you're going to find a Hash House A Go-Go. Now, this also used to be on limited hours, but now it's open every day from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if you've never eaten at Hash House A Go-Go, I'd recommend it at least once. I think it's pretty cool. We've eaten at the Link location before. Also back here is the entrance to the Ipanema Beach Club. That's the revamped pool here at the Rio. I'm going to check that out tomorrow. Also through there is the fitness center, which is closed right now, but it's only open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. So those are pretty decent hours. So like I said, the fitness center's not open at night, but that's all right. I hardly ever have time to work out when I'm in Las Vegas. But when I'm at home, I prefer to work out in my own house, and I recently got an awesome brand new rowing machine from Averon Active. Averon Active is the sponsor of this video. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. This is the Averon Strong Rower, and this thing is awesome. Averon's goal is to end boring workouts, and with this machine, they deliver. This is the best piece of fitness equipment I've ever owned. It's better than the equipment you're going to find in most gyms. If you didn't know, rowing activates 86% of the muscles in your body, and it's low impact, so it's a great workout. But Averon understands that a workout's only good as long as you'll stick to it, and that's where they changed the game. The Averon Strong Rower features a 22-inch interactive touchscreen display that is absolutely loaded with features. First and foremost, Averon has gamified your workouts. That's right, this thing is loaded with games that you can play that will keep you entertained and motivated while you work out, and they'll keep you coming back for more. But that's just the beginning. The interface also features coached rides, virtual rides, and my absolute favorite feature of this entire machine is, of course, the streaming apps. It features all of your favorite streaming apps like Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, YouTube TV, and of course my favorite, YouTube. That's right, you can work out while you watch your favorite Show Me Vegas videos. I mean, what could be better than that? If you're not into rowing, not to worry, they also have a bike and a treadmill with this exact same interface, and Averon is featuring their best prices of the year right now. Not only that, if you use the code VEGAS50 at checkout, you'll get an additional $50 off. Just follow the link in the description box down below or scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. Once again, thank you to Averon for sponsoring this video. All right, taking a break from this resort tour to use one of those LVA coupons I told you about earlier. Here at the Lapa Lounge, there's a buy one, get one cocktail up to an $18 value. Guess what? Pretty much everything on the menu is $18 or less. This place is pretty cool, too. On this Friday night, there is live music over here. Guy's pretty good, too. All right, let's talk table games here at the Rio. They're right behind me, and I have made my Friday night appraisal. There's a lot to cover. Blackjack was $15 and up, although I swear I saw a sign somewhere that said they have $10 blackjack 24/7. I've yet to see it. The tables that were $15 paid 6 to 5. The tables that were $25 and up paid 3 to 2. Roulette and craps were both $15. I saw a 000 roulette table and a 000 roulette table. Guess which one was full? Yeah, the 000 table. Look alive, people. Pay attention to what game you're playing. Odds matter. Poker variants largely were $10, although there were a couple of them $15. All in all, pretty reasonable table minimums here for a Friday night at the Rio. As you head back toward the Ipanema Tower elevators, you find Starbucks on the left, and on the right is Kang's Kitchen. This is a Korean barbecue restaurant. It's one of those restaurants where you cook your own food on the grill at your own table. Kind of loud right here. Hopefully this works. Hey, let's talk slot selection. When Dreamscape took over this hotel or operation of this casino, they started with the casino floor and they started moving out all the old slot machines, bringing in a refresh. They do have all the new machines. Unfortunately, I regret to inform you that, like I say in almost every video, the old school slots are going away. I hardly see any of them here. As a matter of fact, so far I've not seen any. They do have all your newfangled games. Newfangled. My Midwest is coming out again. They do have all your newfangled games. You're going to find all your favorites here, but don't expect to find those old 3 reel slots. I guess I just need to accept that in the next 5 to 10 years, those are just not going to exist anymore. Kind of tucked away off the main casino floor, you've got one of these gaming arenas, but I've never seen one like this. These kiosks are entirely for Baccarat or Baccarat, your choice, potato. Normally these gaming arenas offer blackjack and other table games, but this one's entirely Baccarat. I don't know, I'm not a casino exec, but I don't see a big market for this at a casino like the Rio. Also back here next to that little gaming arena, you've got Guy Fieri's El Burro Borracho. Now this one closed back in 2020. You know that thing that happened in 2020? It's back open again. I'm not exactly sure what their hours are, but the sign right here just had some details for a daily happy hour. So it must be open again 7 days a week. I wandered way past the pool, way past the spa and salon, and I've wound up in the convention center. The business center's back here as well. This is just kind of creepy. I feel like I'm almost not supposed to be back here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn around and head back to the casino. Just past Hash House A Go-Go, you're gonna find the Penn & Teller Theater. Penn & Teller have performed here at the Rio since 2001. Nearly 25 years. I can't believe I've not seen this show yet, but one of these days I'm gonna see it. They've touched nearly every aspect of this casino floor, but one place they haven't really is Shutter's Bar. This is right on the casino. Looks like new bar stools, but everything else looks pretty dated. Also, since Dreamscape took over, they have an all-new rewards program here. It's called Rio Rewards. It's no longer obviously affiliated with Caesars, and they say, I'm not sure who they are, but they say this is a pretty generous rewards program. I did sign up for it today, and I got $10 in free play, so I'm going to use that tonight, hopefully before I go to bed. The Ipanema Tower was the original hotel tower here at the Rio, but in 1997 they added the Masquerade Tower. That's the one you're probably used to seeing. It's the more modern structure. Wait till you see, though, what it's turned into by now. So this used to just be part of the casino. This is in the base of the Masquerade Tower. Right above me is where the Masquerade in the Sky used to be performed. You can see the tracks in the ceiling. That's where those carnival floats used to kind of drift by. They would throw beads down to people. It was a really cool atmosphere. I wish I had gotten to see it. But now the space is just kind of wide open. They took out all the slot machines. I think surely they have a plan for this. Right now they're just using it for special events like WrestleMania and the Super Bowl and that sort of thing. They've got these big screens on this old stage, and they set up stuff out here, seating and whatnot for special events. But this is a huge waste of space. There used to be a ton of shops down through here, and now there's just a smattering of them. Smattering? I guess that's a word, right? My Midwest. Gosh, it's really coming out tonight. All right, let's go down here and let me show you a couple of things toward the end. Down here, there is the wine cellar tasting room. This is downstairs, and it's actually a wine cellar. This looks really cool. Unfortunately, it's closed now, and I'm probably not going to be able to show you this before I check out tomorrow. It's gotten rather late. It's almost midnight now, but down here at the end of the Masquerade Tower, you see this old bar that used to have some bar top gaming. It looks like they've not given up on resurrecting this thing because they haven't torn it out. Right next to it is Kiss World Mini Golf. This actually looks kind of cool. There's a glow mini golf course in there. It's obviously closed now, but I've seen some videos on this. It looks pretty neat. And over here, listen, how can you go wrong with an old school Zoltar machine?
Your fortune is mine for the telling, and yours for the hearing. Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
At midnight, it does seem a little bit creepy down here at the end of the Masquerade Tower because there's just nothing going on. But right upstairs is the entrance to the parking garage. And you know what? I really do think that even though I want to go to bed right now, I should take you up to the parking garage because it's worth a look, trust me. And here it is, the view from the top floor of the Masquerade parking garage here at the Rio. This is one of the best views of the Las Vegas Strip you're going to get from the backside. This is incredible. I'm sure this isn't doing it justice because this is a wide angle lens, but this is awesome. And here's Smash Burger. This is still open. And then right over here is a little showroom, The Empire Strips Back. This is a brand new show. It's a burlesque parody show. I think the early returns on it are that it's pretty good. Something I forgot to show you on the way by, so I'll zip over there and show you right now. This is the other showroom here at the Rio, and this hosts Wow, the Vegas Spectacular. This is a variety show that I have heard is pretty good. All right. I do still have that $10 in free play. I think I'm going to use that in the morning because it's now about 12:30. My body's on Central Time. This is the first night of my trip. Tired, bed. See you in the morning. Bye-bye. Morning at the Rio. And you'll notice I didn't say good morning from the Rio because, well, I slept like trash last night. And I don't normally sleep great in hotels, but it was extra poor last night because of how hot this room was. It's unbearably hot in here. I came into this room last night about 8 o'clock to drop off some stuff and then head back downstairs, and I noticed it was warm, so I turned the thermostat all the way down. When I say all the way down, I mean I buried it at 60 degrees. That's as low as it'll go. It is putting out some cool air, so I thought, you know, a couple hours, I'll be back up here for bed and it'll have cooled off. No. Now, by the time I got into the room last night, it was almost 1 o'clock with my chicken tenders from Tender Crush downstairs, and I was in no condition or mood to call engineering and wait on somebody to come up in the wee hours of the morning to fiddle with this thing only to tell me it can't be fixed. So I just had to deal with it. If I were staying in this room for more than one night, I absolutely would either ask for a new room or get them to come up here and do something about this cooling, because it's going to be 108 degrees today, and there is a full wall of windows here facing west. This room is going to be an absolute hot box this afternoon if something's not done about that. Your mileage may vary. I don't know if all the air conditioning systems are this way. Maybe there's just something wrong with this one, but so take that with a grain of salt. All right, let's talk about last night. I had quite a bit of fun showing you around this property because it's been so long since I had really explored it, and it's changed a ton. It reminded me of just how great the bones are at this place, and I really do think it has the potential to be a great property once again. I'm not surprised it was so popular back in its heyday. This morning, I still owe you that room tour, so let's jump into that right now. Now, I mentioned last night that the Rio is an all-suite property, so the rooms are huge. I said this was in the Ipanema Tower, and this is a remodeled king suite. At 582 feet, it's finally big enough for me to truly say, let me show you around. Although it's one big open room, the room is divided up into separate living and sleeping areas. You walk right into a nice spacious living room. I'm sitting on a huge sleeper sofa that has a chaise lounge on the end big enough for 2 people. Right over here, this TV is at least... One second. The TV that so rudely interrupted me is 75 inches. That's a guess, but we have a 75-inch TV at home, and I think that's the exact same size. It has to be big because you do have to see it from the bed, which is way over here, but it's plenty big for this room. A nice guide and channel interface too. This is a great place to hang out when you need a break from the casino floor. When it was announced that Dreamscape was going to invest $350 million into the Rio, I scoffed. I'm a scoffer.
He's going to scoff at everything we do. He's a scoffer, Brad.
I thought that was nowhere near enough money to get this property back into decent shape because, well, it needed a top-to-bottom remodel. I was skeptical that these rooms were going to turn out actually nice, and from the videos I'd seen before I actually showed up here, I was still skeptical. But as soon as I walked into this room, I was a believer. This is a truly nice room product. Everything in this room is brand new, from the bed to the furniture, the carpet, the wallpaper, the crown molding, the drapes. They didn't cut any corners. I thought they would, and I thought the furniture would be kind of cheap, but actually I'm very impressed. One thing I'll say that I didn't like about these rooms whenever I first saw other people's videos was the decor, but now that I see it in person, I think it works, and I love that they're keeping the Rio character here. They've got the Carnival theme in full effect. They're not going away from it, which is great in a time when Vegas is kind of trying to do away with themes. I mentioned the bed was brand new, and the bed itself was comfortable. The sheets weren't great and the pillows were pretty poor. It was kind of a weird collection of 3 flat, worthless pillows and 1 big overstuffed pillow. But my biggest problem sleeping, like I said earlier, was the temperature in the room. One of my favorite parts of this room is this table over by the window. It's a high-top, 2-person dining table. There is no desk in the room, but this will work just fine. You do have some power outlets on this lamp behind me that you could plug into your computer or whatever you need here. Once again, the furniture is fantastic. This is a great-looking dining table, very solid. The bar stools are attractive as well, and you can take one of these into the vanity that I'm going to show you in the bathroom here in just a second. Over here at the side of your living room, you do have this credenza. It does have a fridge inside it. Now, this is designed to be a mini bar, but they don't have it stocked, so you can put your things in there. It is cold. On this side, that's supposed to be for your own use, but that side is actually not turned on. Either way, you do have this space. I'm not sure if they're ever going to actually use the mini bars here, so this is probably always going to serve as a personal fridge. On the tabletop, you had an ice bucket. There were 2 plastic cups, your phone, and another little attractive lamp. This is a great place to drop all your stuff, although just inside the room, you do have this little alcove, which is a perfect place to drop your keys, wallet, phone, everything when you come into the room, and there is a power outlet there so you can charge your devices up there. Real quick before we go into the bathroom, on each side of the bed there's a nightstand with a huge drawer for storage. Each side has a lamp that has a power outlet, a USB-C port, and a USB port. Also on the other side of the bed there is a little alarm clock that has another USB port and another USB-C. In addition to that, throughout the room you have access to wall outlets, so in 2025 charging your devices is important. You're not going to have any problems in this room whatsoever. Alright, into the bathroom. My apologies for the lighting in here, but I have no control over that. This is as bright as it gets. This is the separate vanity area, and I do like how it's laid out. In this room you have a separate vanity and a sink. It's separated from a smaller room that contains another sink, the toilet, and the walk-in shower, which we'll get to in a second. Over here, we do have some dresser drawers, looks like 4 of them. They're huge. This room has 2 safes, which I thought was a little bit weird. I immediately felt like I was Dwight Schrute. Back over here, you do have a closet with plenty of hangers. There's a luggage rack in there. You notice it's dark. Again, no light. There is no lighting in this area except for these 2 sconces next to the mirror, which is strange. Trust me, I tried. There's no lighting on the ceiling. There are no switches to be found. It's a little bit bizarre. It is tight in this room, so it's kind of hard to film. But as I mentioned, in a separate room, you have your toilet, your walk-in shower, and another sink. The walk-in shower remodel was done pretty well. I like this. There's a glass door. There's a shower wand. I will say the shower pressure was probably about a 4 out of 10. They do have nice products. You've got, as we're seeing a lot these days, shampoo, conditioner, body wash on the wall. That stuff was pretty nice. They also did provide bars of soap too, if you prefer that. And like I said, oh, just hit my head. And like I said, in this room you also have another sink and a mirror, so 2 people could get ready at the same time. And just like every room in Vegas needs a full-size mirror over here by the door before you head out so you can check yourself out, make sure you're looking good. So there's your room tour, a very solid hotel product. Like I said, yes, I know I sound like a nerd when I call it a hotel product, but that's what it is to me. It's a product. Anyway, we'll go over cost details later on, but for now, it is about 2 minutes until pool opening time. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I really want to show you the pool because I think they've done some great things with that as well. And while we're down there, we'll check out the gym as well. So I got down here to the Rio's pool area, and this is really nice, just as I expected. This is the Ipanema Beach Club. It consists of 4 pools, one of which is adults only. It's open 9 to 7 daily, and it's open not just to hotel guests, but Rio Rewards members. Monday through Thursday, all you have to have is a Rio Rewards card to get in here. On the weekends, you do have to be Rio Rewards Azul tier or higher. But like I said, very impressive. The last time I was at this pool was in 2010, and it was a dive then. They have really done a nice job with this refresh. Let me show you the different pools, the bars, what they have to offer, and then we'll go back upstairs. This is the Lagoon pool. This is the one I believe that is adults only. There are some hot tubs under the grotto there. That's really cool. By the way, look up above the rocks. Right up there, that is the Palazzo Suites here at the Rio. Those are the high roller villas. In 2025, I don't know that they have a lot of high rollers, but back in the day when this place was happening, that's where the whales stayed. Tons of cabanas out here and reasonably priced. I looked at the website, and on this Saturday in June, cabanas start at about $300. No, that's not food and beverage minimum, but it is just a rental, but that's a lot cheaper than you're gonna find on the Strip, and these are pretty nice. There are 2 bar areas down here. There's Bar Aqua and Bar Sol. This is Bar Sol. Doesn't look like it's open just yet. It is just after 9 o'clock in the morning. Here are 2 of the more family-friendly pools. This is the shell pool over here. It's shaped like a shell. You can't really tell that from here. And over here's the fish pool. That one's in full sun. You can see it's starting to pick up a little bit. Not busy, but there are plenty of loungers around here. These are all free. So get here early enough and you'll have no trouble getting a free chair. Here's the other bar. This is Bar Aqua. This one is open this morning, and I do see quite a bit of cocktail servers leaving this bar and going out and taking orders. So service looks like it's pretty good. This one's the Nautilus pool, and this one's not open right now. It's not even completely full of water, although this one does have waterfalls and it's a 0 entry. Not sure why it's not open, maybe closed for repairs because we are in the middle of summer now. Very impressed with this pool area. Do wish I had time to swim this morning, but alas, YouTube calls. I know the gym's out here somewhere, so let's go see if we can find that. So I did find the fitness center. It is just inside the entrance to the pool. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you guys. It's not very big, and there were a ton of people in there working out. I just don't feel right pulling out a camera, filming people while they work out. I'll try to find some stock images of that gym, but just know for a hotel this size, it's pretty small. All right, checkout time is in 44 minutes, so it's time for me to pack my things and go over my overall thoughts, my pros and cons for staying at the newly renovated Rio in 2025. I came in here to the Rio very much a skeptic. I didn't believe that $350 million was enough to bring this property back, and I'm still not completely sure, but what they've done so far is very impressive, and if they can continue this momentum on throughout the entire project, this is going to be a great property once again. Will people come? That remains to be seen. I very much enjoyed my stay. I don't know if you could tell, but I loved this room. And I like I've said probably 20 times already, I didn't think I was going to. I came in here a skeptic. I thought from the videos I'd seen that this room was going to be cheaply renovated. And it's not. Now, they haven't renovated all the rooms. They still have the whole Masquerade Tower to go, and that's the bulk of the suites here. So I don't know how much of the renovation budget they have left. If they can renovate every suite in this hotel to this standard, it's going to be a great hotel once again. That leads me to my pros and cons. I've got them jotted right down here on my Rio notepad. Let's jump into it with the pros. Number one, I just mentioned it, these renovated rooms. This is a great room product for the price you're going to pay. Now, what was that price? For me, it was $143.50 last night on a Friday night. I mentioned earlier I used my Las Vegas Advisor coupon that got me 30% off the rack rate, so that's reflected in that $143.50, but no resort fee. No resort fee alone is a huge perk. You need that coupon. You need that coupon book. This was just a one-night stay, so it only saved me one resort fee. But if you're staying here for 3, 4, 5 nights, it's a huge savings. And let's face it, we all hate resort fees. It's nice to say, hey, I stayed in Vegas and didn't pay a resort fee. Pro number 2. The Ipanema Beach Club is a fantastic pool area. I loved that pool area. I found myself wishing that I could stay longer so I could have a pool day out there. Loungers are free, first come, first serve, but they do have reserved loungers. They're nicer chairs, they're elevated, they're padded. Those start at about $25, which is a great price. Day beds and cabanas start considerably lower than you're going to find on the Strip. And the crowd was building out there when I left the pool at about 9:30. So I think by the end of the day, it's going to be pretty crowded out there and have a great atmosphere. 2 bars, there were already plenty of cocktail servers, so it looks like they're delivering a great pool product here. If the pool is important to you, you're going to be very happy with it at this hotel. Pro number 3, the atmosphere has improved dramatically. The last time I was here was, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. Caesars was still operating this property, and it was dreary. It was a down on your luck type of place. The casino was a dump. The vibe was not there. Last night on a Friday night, this place was bumping. There were a ton of people downstairs. There was a great energy on the casino floor. The Lapa Lounge was popular. There was live music. It felt like a Vegas casino. All right, let's get into the cons. There are a few. It's still under construction. They're not done. They're a little bit light on dining options right now. I do love the canteen, the food hall downstairs. I liked the options. Last night, I got down there just before they closed at 1 a.m. I got there about 12:30, and I got some chicken tenders, brought them back up here to the room. They were outstanding. I like the look of the food options down there at the food hall. But aside from that, they're a little bit light on options. There are some things still under construction. There are some restaurants that have gone out. Nothing has replaced them yet. I do think as they bring their occupancy up and they get further along with the renovations, there's going to be new food options, but it's a little bit light right now. Certain parts of the hotel still feel very much under construction, and so, if you're in the Masquerade Tower, it's a little dreary over there. Until they bring that area back, you're going to have kind of this hot and cold thing. You've got a great area here, and then you've got this weird, derelict, abandoned looking area in one spot. So that gives it kind of a Jekyll and Hyde feel, so I think that's one of the cons here. Con number 2, and this is a big one, to me, it's off-strip. Yes, I know it looks like the Strip is just right there. It's actually that way. but it's not that close. I mean, you are going to need a car. Now, back in the Caesars Entertainment days, back when this was still operated by Caesars, they did have a free shuttle. When I stayed here in 2010, we rode the shuttle from here to the Horseshoe a couple of times a day, and that was very convenient. They don't have that anymore, at least I think. I better check my sources. But you're going to need a ride to get to the Strip. Yeah, you could walk it, but you're going to cross I-15, and it's going to be kind of a sketchy and scary walk from a traffic standpoint. And you're going to be pretty beat by the time you get there. It's not that close. So the location here, you have to be willing to be off Strip. You have to be willing to pay to get to the Strip if you want to get to the Strip. If you're okay with that, that's great. But I think for a lot of people, that's going to be a turnoff. Overall, I very much enjoyed my stay, and like I said, I can't wait to see what Dreamscape does with this. I hope they haven't exhausted most of their renovation budget because they still have a lot to do, but if they can do it, I would love to see this property be returned to a great Vegas property. It has great bones. I can see quite easily walking around here why this place was once so popular. It could be a great hotel again, and I sure hope it will be. Hey, that's it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what to do. You give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, look down there. If you're not subscribed, just hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. We're trying to grow this channel to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this summer. I'm not sure exactly when the date of this posting will be. Right now, we're sitting at about 45,000. Totally free. It helps us out tremendously. Also, leave a comment. What do you think about the Rio? Would you stay here? If not, why not? If so, what are you looking forward to? Hey, that's it for this one. Like I said, I will see you in the next video because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.